Hello, welcome to our channel for rprogramming for beginners. In this video, we will show how to subset datasets in R. So when you have created a data frame in R, sometimes you want to subset and take part of this data frame to create a new data frame. And you can do these operations with respect to different columns or different rows in this data frame. So for example, here we select the 7th and the 9th, 7th, 8th, and the 9th, these three columns or three variables from and data frame called grade. We just use a comma here because in front of the comma is empty, so which means all the rows will be selected, but behind the comma, there's three columns selected. And similarly, you can use C with the columns names inside parentheses to denote these three variables will be selected after this comma. And you can also drop some variables. For example, here we check the name of variables of this data frame in this tool called Math and Chemistry. So next we will use this. Actually, is a Boolean vector, yes or no, true or false. Then based on this vector, we can use an exclamation symbol to means we will get rid of these columns which have true values. So in the end, these two columns from the data frames are removed and the result assigned to a new data frame. You can also achieve this with C with a negative sign in front of this column number. So which means 7th and 9th columns are removed and the result assigned to a new data frame. And you can also try another operation which set directly for this column or variable as the value null or a capitalized alphabet null. So for selecting observations, you can do these similar operations in front of this comma. So this operation, which means we will select 4 rows or 4 observations for all the variables, and these rows from 3rd to the 6th, and the result assigned to a new data frame. You can also combine multiple conditions. So gender is male and age less than 25, then with a comma. So these rows will be selected. And for the data value, you can select the data value between a start date and the end date. And you can also use directly a function called subset with the conditions inside this function. So next we will show all these operations in RStudio. So first we load a CSV file from the working directory and return a data frame called grade. And we show the structure of this grade information. There are 20 observations of 10 variables in this data frame for the student ID, first name, last name, gender, age, country, and mathematics, physics, chemistry scores, and taken date. So next we will select 3 rows, 3 columns from 3 columns for the test scores. We just index these column numbers here in after the comma, right? Then we show the result of this data frame. So this result data frame has 3 columns, right? And with all observation rows. You can do the same, get the same result by just add these column names in parentheses inside this bracket after the comma. Can get the same result. So result the same, also 20 observations with 3 columns for the test score. And if you want to select one column, you can just add this column's number here. Physics column is selected. If you want to drop variables, so for example, we will drop math and chemistry, so we just use this function $in. So if we show this vector is false, false, true, true, so only these 2 places are true. Next, can utilize this vector, true or false vector, then in front of this vector with an exclamation symbol, then inside the brackets. So the result. So you can see now the result has 8 columns, and the math and chemistry are removed without math and chemistry. You can do the same thing with C with a negative sign in front of 7 and 9. The result is the same. Math and chemistry are removed and assigned to a new result called test. You can also just directly set a math column to the null, or you can set chemistry to the null. Then we show grade again. This is correct. Math and chemistry columns are removed. So now you can select observations or rows. We just select the 4 rows from the 3rd to the 6th of grade data frame in front of the comma. So now this new data frame, 4 rows with old columns, because math and chemistry are removed, so only 8 columns now. You can also select by 2 conditions. Grade inside the bracket, grade's gender is male. Here double equal sign, not 1 equal, there's 2 equal sign. And grade age less than 25. Then use a comma, which means all the variables will be selected. But the rows are based on these 2 conditions, right? So only 3 rows are left with 8 columns. See the male and age less than 25. And you can select tests from October 28, 2008 and 2009 March. So in this example, we transform the data variable as a date format. So we do this. After do this, you can use the structure grade. So now the data variable has the format for date format, specific data format now. So upon this format, you can do some operation with date value. So we create 2 dates, start date and end date. Then we'll get a result grade which date larger than start date and date less than end date. You can see results of the test, especially for the date column. So result is only about 8 columns. 8 columns are returned, or 8 rows are returned, and all the dates now between this start date and end date now. So last function we will show is subset. So first we create again this original data frame for grade. Then we use subset function for this data frame. Then we add conditions after this data frame, conditions gender. So because we have passed the data frame here, we do not need to add the data frame in front of gender variable. So R knows that gender belongs to this data frame. So gender is male and age less than 25. Also select the two columns, math and chemistry. So this is the condition for the row, then the next condition for the column. We show again. So now 3 observations are selected for the male, and select, which means we'll only return these 2 columns. So gender, male, and age 25, age less than 25, but we only return 3 columns for the math and chemistry. You can also download the source files from this GitHub link, and more videos will be uploaded later on YouTube soon. Thanks for watching.